I did not have any idea or intention to do German studies at first. Growing up, I didn't know a whole lot about my family. It was the summer of 2014. The FIFA World Cup was going on in Brazil. I was spending a lot of time with my grandparents, connecting over soccer, watching the German national team end up winning the World Cup. It just kind of brought me closer to them to a point that my relationship as I was becoming an adult was really shifting. It ended up getting to a point where I was even more curious. I was wanting to look through photo albums. I was wanting to look at old slideshows, learning about and getting connected with my family that currently live in Germany. I really wanted to make sure that I understood what they had to go through to get here and have more understanding of just the culture and the language. And my grandfather passed away in 2020 and my grandmother's gonna be 90 next year. So these are memories that I'm not gonna be able to experience if I don't ask these questions, learn a little bit, and be able to just be curious and compassionate about where they came from. I absolutely adored my time at the U of A. I was a resident assistant, I was in marching band, I had internships, on-campus jobs, this and that. I was always busy. But when I was able to go into these German studies classes, it kind of slowed down for a little bit because it was something that I was really passionate about that really helped fill my cup and just allowed me to feel closer with my family and was meaningful for me. My experience with psychology, it was the degree that helped me get into my profession. German studies was something on top of that that was a lot more meaningful, but it also added a lens to the world that maybe psychology in of itself doesn't. Having German studies on my degree helped me stand out. It created an opportunity where people were recognizing and noticing my resume just a little bit more than the rest of all these other people with psychology or masters in counseling. But when I ended up kind of sprinkling on German studies, it created an opportunity for me to really focus on that compassionate and empathetic side of healthcare. I wouldn't be able to be in this situation, being a clinical supervisor, being independently licensed as a professional counselor in Arizona, if it wasn't for some of the sacrifices that my family went through. Being able to be a double major not just stands me apart, but really kind of demonstrate my commitment to being a well-rounded individual. And that's often overlooked when students are coming into the U of A and trying to decide what makes sense for them, what's gonna help them get to that next stage in their career. How else can you be a more well-rounded individual, maybe for your patients or giving back to the community, or just being a better person overall by adding this from the humanities?